Christina. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for this monthly Whitney Freya Studio Zoom. So if you're here for the first time, every month, anyone in any of the online programs is invited to come circle up in the studio. You're always welcome to bring whatever you're painting or bring a blank thing. I only have a inkling of an idea usually about what's going to happen in these Zooms. So you're always free to diverge, but it's just fun to see each other's faces and share in this creative spirit, creative frequency. And it's also a time for sure. And we'll leave time at the end for anyone who has any kind of practical questions or any questions at all. We'll do a little kind of Q&A section too. Sometimes people have specific questions about painting or style or anything at all is available.
Let's go places.
So, okay, I'm going to mute you there. Okay, perfect. So first I wanted to show you a little bit about the latest things that are going on in my studio to kind of lay the groundwork. So I'm curious, I'm going to be asking you all kind of why you're painting right now.
Our next guest is playing two princesses.
Okay, hold on. There we go. Why are you painting right now? Are you painting to learn how to paint? Are you painting to relax? Are you painting to anchor in something that you want to create into the art that is your life? Are you painting inspired by something you've been seeing all the time? What has got you going to the canvas? So we're going to start there, and I'm going to share these two paintings as kind of my share. And Chris, Nadia, okay. So anyway, I don't know, most of you have probably seen Bear. So Bear is really big. Bear is about life size, I think, right? Actually, when I was driving up to see Nadia, I saw lots of bears. And so this is the painting, the canvas that the rainbow body pictures that maybe you've seen around in my branding for 2024. This was the canvas that I got painted, my rainbow painting. And so this has become the canvas that I'm going to just to connect to this creative frequency, like just to align with the energy of possibility. And so the bear was inspired by, one, the fact that Bear started showing up, right? So when my friend Marie Mbuni was here, she got prodded intuitively to look at a painting that's hanging over my piano, the Freya painting, and she got prompted, look for the bear. And she looked over, she's like, there's a bear in that painting. And neither of us had ever seen it before, but sure as sugar, down in one of the little diamonds in the mountains, there was a bear peeking out. And then she picked up a drum mallet that I had that was made by Robert Salem, who's a creatively fit coach. And she picked it up. She's like, tell me about this. And I was like hopping in the shower and I'm like, it's a drum mallet. And I was like, oh my gosh, Marie, that's bear fur on the drum mallet. He made it with bear fur. So Bear, what's the message Bear had for me? So Bear was guiding me in this emerging from the cave of the lesson that I was learning with my dad, blah, blah, blah. You've probably heard that story. Anyway, so hence the words I emerge and all kinds of yumminess. The stars started coming up. So I painted all those stars one night. So it's like, I'm going to this to kind of align with just keeping myself in that state of possibility, right? So I'm going to keep painting over. And, you know, we feel like we're never going to be able to paint over it. And then one day something even better than the bear shows up, and then it's easy to paint over. So it's another great example of, I don't know what to do next, or I don't know what to paint next. Well, just keep painting whatever you're painting. Like, it will come, right? And then I have to share this one. I hung it up because it's so magical. So this is George, Susan. So if any of you are in the Heart Orbits program, so Heart Orbits was, we have 7 canvases that not all of them are going all the way around the world, because once we figured out how expensive it was to ship even in the tubes. We couldn't do all of them around the world, but this has been painted on by 7 different artists, and each canvas has a name. So this is George, and a song, which is White Flag by the band Joseph. The band Joseph, some of the sisters live here, and Megan came and painted on this with me. So she painted all this turquoise. She was super brave. This was just black when we got it. And then she painted all this turquoise on the feathers, and I started painting on it. Oh my gosh, it's so fun collaborating, and kind of not being attached. And anyway, super fun. So those 2 canvases are really up right now. And this one has so much shamanic energy. George, who I guess I named it after George, he's a creatively fit coach and a shaman. And he painted the spirit blowing the smoke, working with the tobacco medicine. So anyway, super exciting, very alive. I often get, and if any of you are new to this circle or in the Whitney Freya Studio Facebook group or whatever, I often get questions about, like today there was a question about where do you find your color inspiration, which I just feel like always color is inspiring me constantly. But sometimes I get technical questions about learning how to paint, kind of in alignment questions. And I'm such a big believer, first and foremost, in the, sorry, I just realized how I'm recording, in painting to relax, painting to meditate, painting to know yourself, painting to manifest more of what you want, painting to align with the creative being that you are. Even if you've been walking around for decades, or someone a couple dozen people walking around for decades saying, I'm not creative, that just means you're creating the art that is your life without awareness instead of with awareness, right? So the painting, first and foremost, for me, is an invitation for you to go to get to know yourself as a creator and to be able to witness how you create and maybe how you want to change how you create. And then I've found that the technical stuff comes. Like a lot of you, like raise your hand if you feel like you've become a better technical painter just from kind of that space of freedom, that intuitive space, right? Yeah, it's like you just start learning just all by yourself. And that is a most fabulous way to be. So I'd love to hear, you can type in the chat, or Aisha, do you have your hand raised? I've got Anna. Oh, Anna, awesome. Oh, just Anna. No, you didn't mean to raise. You're just going whoop whoop. You're giving me a. Oh, Anne's in the waiting room. Okay. Okay. So, how many of you brought something that you're already painting? Okay, perfect. And then, how many of you have something blank in front of you? Blank. Okay, good. And if you're just watching, that's allowed too. There's no good or bad, right or wrong. So I want to take a moment. Let's do a little, well, I guess we'll do kind of painting yoga style. I have the last page in this journal from Bali, the Bali journal. The very last page is going to get painted today. It's the quickest I've ever gone through an art journal, for sure. So we're going to take a moment to connect, and I want to focus on just this energy of validating your desires, validating what it is you want, what makes you happy. Okay, so you can get out the paints and start. I'm imagining one of you, one of the coaches did a painting exercise once where the breathing, of course I go right for the magenta without even thinking about it. Just the inhaling and the exhaling. Why don't we try that if you want? Okay. So let's just bring ourselves present and kind of inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And I want us to connect to this canvas, this blank paper, as a space where we get to do whatever we want. Oh, so this is turning into actual painting meditation. So what do you want? What color do you want right now? Dip your brush in that color and put it on your surface. And get curious about this energy of desire for you right now. What is your relationship? Does it feel like, oh, I am constantly creating, manifesting, experiencing things that I desire? Or maybe it's like, I don't have time. I've got all these people I'm taking care of, or my job is so crazy. What I desire comes last. And just see if you can observe that, kind of a la rise above, without any judgment. Like, okay, I'm at a stage in my life. We've all been there, right? At a stage in my life where I am super full of things to do, other people I am attending to, jobs, situations. What do you desire to be your relationship to what you desire? And can we practice in this kind of painting yoga session simply allowing ourselves to play with whatever feels delicious, whatever feels juicy? I don't know about you all, but sometimes I'll make marks that just feel so delicious, like the shapes feel delicious, that they just want to be repeated. And so I do. And then sometimes I chuckle because it just feels like I get this wave of kind of animating the shapes. Gotta keep track of it. So I remember I was painting a painting that started in the Art Gypsy Grease course. And I was doing just these little circles of circles. Maybe try that with me. See if you feel that. Can you feel shapes? Can you feel colors? Sometimes I think our desire feeling muscle just becomes a little flaccid because maybe it doesn't get used very much, right? We're so good at thinking about all the things we should do or need to do that sometimes we forget to validate because the world doesn't necessarily make it easy, right? It's not like, go do what you want to do. No, it's to-do lists and things like that. So maybe working out that what I want muscle is what's being called for. And can you do that? Just what color do you want to paint with? Maybe you thought you were going to paint a bear today, and then you're thinking, this isn't the color of a bear. This doesn't look like a bear. Maybe there's something else that wants you. The paintings can work both ways, where you can go to the canvas inspired to paint a specific thing, or as you paint, something kind of unexpected comes up. Can you go to the painting kind of like calling up an old friend to have a conversation? checking in, like, what do you want to share with me today? Painting practice. Or one of my favorite things to do is if you have something that you really desire, you can go to the canvas to paint it, to kind of choose it, to declare it. So maybe this painting that you're starting today is inspired by something you want to experience this summer, or those of you in Australia, this winter. So this is one of my favorite reasons to paint, is when I have something new that I'm calling in, I get curious about, okay, what symbol or image can I use to represent this desire I have? So instead of just using words for the desire, I assign a symbol to it, like the bear. Right? The bear becomes like a guide or an ally. Or maybe you have a desire or something you want to experience and you think, ooh, yeah, I want a guide for that. Right? I want some sort of ally that I can call on to support. And what might that be? Maybe you want to ask that question when we get to that part of our Zoom. Something, an ally or a guide to help me stay present, to help me think more about what I want than what I don't want. An ally that's going to help me get to Greece or Tahiti, somewhere you want to visit. And then as we paint, the other invitation is to pay attention to your experience. So like, what starts going on in your mind? Do you start critiquing yourself? Like, oh, this is too childish, or this is too realistic, or that didn't work. I suck at this. I know all that self-talk. How you paint is how you create in the art that is your life. There was a woman, and this is just a perfect example, and I'm so grateful to her for making this comment. But there was a woman who commented in one of my ads for Rise Above, and she was commenting on how I kind of feel like she was saying, I want to paint, but I have a hard time because paints are so expensive. And so I paint really small, which isn't as fun, but like, you all have fun. And it was so cute because there were all these people commenting underneath trying to encourage her. And the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So I wanted to kind of be like, well, but there's an abundance of ways to paint, maybe economically. And how else are you holding yourself back out of a sense of lack or not wanting to be too much? Right? So we get to observe ourselves. If say you're painting something we've all experienced and the canvas or the paints get super muddy, maybe a curiosity is, am I kind of muddy on the inside? Do I feel confused or overwhelmed, right? Or if you're finding lots of inspiration at the canvas and creating, another question might be, well, what do I want to create into the art that is my life? What am I being called to create new, different? Or perhaps it's awareness of the energy work that's available to us with this practice. Like Debbie Evans shared there, to painting as a way to relax, to recharge, to bring ourselves present, to just play. Wow. And can we be okay? Like, I just got this, wow, this colors make me so stinking happy. Like, what if you go to the canvas just to give yourself a color bath? And you see how the way most of us were raised, right? Like, painting is still product. And painting is kind of a waste of time unless you could make money doing it, right? This is all stories we are collectively rewriting together. That spending time in creative activity isn't just about creating product. It's all these other things. It really meets you where you are. Okay, soon I'm gonna see if you guys have commented. If you have any questions, or raise your hand if you'd like to show and tell or share what you are learning or intending as you paint these days. Ooh, things are gonna get a little muddy here. And I love that because it makes the rest of the area look brighter. Oof, as if. Oh my gosh. So the funny thing is, when I get into this stage, it gets harder and harder to speak. I remember in the book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. You guys remember that book? She talked about how she was teaching a college drawing class, and she'd be up at the front drawing on the easel, and her students would tell her that she would start kind of stuttering or missing words. And language is a function of the part of your mind, the rational, logical, left brain. You know, you learn the language, it gets stored and referred back to, which is different from the creative side. So it can be hard to speak as you paint. Hi, Smiley Catherine. Paula's just soaking up the color and the creative spirit, right?
I love color.
Right? It is such good medicine. Just picking colors, just going to the journal or Maria, the canvas, just pick a color and start painting with that color, especially if you feel frustrated or exhausted with something or worried or anything like that. Like, go to your art journal or the canvas just to notice how your energy shifts. How many of you have had that experience? Okay, wait, I gotta go back to gallery. Right? It's a super fun, in the coaching training, and in Vision Quest, I think I kind of recommend, next time you get super stressed or frustrated or angry at someone, go to the canvas and just watch yourself. Right? Just notice. Could be an experiment for next time. Aisha, I started collecting beautiful oracle and tarot decks just so I can have so many beautiful paintings in my hand. We are all oracle deck people. How many of you have more than 12 oracle decks? More than 20? 30. I mean, I can't even count, I don't think, how many Oracle decks I have. I have drawers just for the Oracle decks that I'm not currently really using. But they are fun for that. Pick a card. It's a great thing. Pick a card and then see what image or color from the card most jumps out, and take that, your journal or the canvas, and allow that to either stimulate some new ideas, or if the reading, it was like, I cannot believe I picked that card. Like, a lot of times we pick the same card over and over, or there's some sort of coincidence. Go to the canvas to paint to get the message, right? Or to integrate. If you, any of you have audios from any kind of reading, listening to those and painting the images that come through in that reading is also super helpful. Yeah, Sharon. Hello, darling. 60 oracles in the rest tarot. I love it, Aisha.
Can
150.
I share?
Yes, my dear.
Okay, so you were talking about picking colors, and I started and I had all these really bright colors, and I looked at my paint box and I had this brown, and I thought, well, grab that brown. And I didn't want to, but when I did, I got I got like a tree trunk.
Yeah.
So then I really went into that as a symbol. And so now I've got this tree happening, which I really like for a symbol, with all these multicolored leaves, and then, the roots. And I love the way the colors are blending. Can't find it into the trunk. So all of a sudden my symbol came from a color I didn't want to use on my artwork. Brown.
Beautiful. So I love that prompt as far as picking a color that you don't normally use or you don't normally find attractive, and painting with that and seeing where that takes you. That can be a really good disruptor. So I love the idea of disruptive thinking, or disruptors that disrupt our pattern of thinking. And that can be super effective. Beautiful. Thank you, Sharon. Okay. Trees and leaves and roots. Yes. Right. And so if any of you are just watching, like, what does tree bring to mind, right? For you right now, like, what does tree suggest to you? What part of the tree are you thinking about? Hi, Anna.
Grounded, rooted.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Anne. Right?
Long time no see.
So, right. So maybe Anne is being called to spend some time grounding, right? Or sinking your roots in, or to feel gratitude or appreciation for all the ways you are grounded and rooted. Yeah. Oh, is that what you just did?
I did.
Okay, wait, keep holding it up. Okay. Whoa, look at those colors.
I don't see a symbol yet, but it's awesome. I love it.
Right?
It's a big mess, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's my little 5-year-old coming out,
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. It's been a while.
I know I've disappeared, but I'm back. I'm here.
Love it. I love it when you all resurface.
You know how life just kind of takes you on these things and you come and go, but
I do. Yay, so good to see you. I love it. Who else wants to share what you're working on? What's coming through? What colors? Which color is particularly attracting you?
Pink.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Keep going. Do you want to unmute yourself? Oh, that looks fun. That reminds me of a painting I did once, listening to a sound journey. And it was very kind of drum-like, the radiating out.
Just trying to get the feeling of belonging
Oh.
and energy.
Ooh. And I'm seeing a woman in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh. I love that. What a great energy to paint.
Yep.
Right? Beautiful. We all love to feel connected, right? Connected, included, tapped in, supported. Well, mine is so full. I'm gonna have to go to
It's beautiful.
another page. And it is taking a snapshot,
Wow.
going to the journal just to check in with yourself. And as you paint, just witnessing the thoughts, right? Like, oh, this is silly, or I make these marks all the time, or I should be painting something else, or whatever. Just check in and get curious. So in Rise Above, in lesson 4 or 5, we talk about the canvas as a mirror, how it can reflect to you things so you can see them, right? So like checking in with your self-talk, or the goal in lesson 2 of Rise Above is to be unconditionally loving of yourself throughout a whole painting. Can we do that? Like every time you paint, right? So Paula, you commented and you were saying you want to learn, like you're curious to go deeper, learn more about how to paint.
Right. Yes, I am. Oh, can I just talk?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been painting for quite a few years, but I've never formally learned anything, and I very much enjoy it. And I'm just picking it up again because I love color. It just brings me to life.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah. Well, painting just to paint color and to love color is a beautiful thing. Well, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next invitation, I'm going to switch over to, I think I have a blankish page somewhere in here. Oh, this one. Okay, I'll share this exercise. This is fun. So I got this in Bali at a yoga class. So here's a great painting, another painting yoga session. So body, mind, spirit. Set a one-word intention. So right now, or like for a painting practice, right? Set a one-word intention for your body. One word. Mind. Spirit. And then take those intentions into the painting practice. So it's funny, when I was going through those, I was like, relax, relax, relax. I want full body, mind, spirit relaxation. I've been observing, I have weird, like I'll catch myself clenching or tightening, holding my right shoulder up, or I'm reading this kind of can't put downer kind of fantasy series. I'll put it in the chat in case you need, but just be warned, it's an 8-book series and it will take over your life. That's all I'm saying. And there's lots of excitement and warriors and witches and fairies and all that. But so I'm reading this and I'm like, my body's all like I'm going into battle with them, right? And I'm like, geez, Whitney, you're just reading a book, like relax. And yeah, it's very interesting. And it's in my gene keys. One of the gene keys is like you'll hold tension in your body if you're not ... I need to find that again. But anyway, so relaxing, just relaxing everything is a current goal. So mind, body, spirit. So maybe if you're painting with acrylic, you can write those intentions in, or for one of them, say for your body intention, what color is that word? So what color is relaxation? Right? I always go to blue for relaxation. And then you can paint. Oh, I'm doing the shape again. I started that breathing shape again. So that's a curious thing, right? Like, what are the shapes speaking to you? So the real, what I'm kind of understanding in like top 1 million reasons to paint that I've been exploring over the last 28 years. The one that's currently got me the most inspired is aligning with this energy frequency of creativity.
Wow.
Because anything that we want to expand in our lives is easier when we already feel it, see it, touch it, know it, right? And creativity is the energy of expansion and possibility. So anything we want to expand, when we connect to it in that creative frequency, it's like hopping into, I keep seeing the turtles and Nemo, like hopping in that current, right? You know, ride the current, dude. Like you're gonna get to Sydney way quicker if you hop in that, whatever that current is called. So that creative frequency is like a current that's going to get you to where you want to go. If you want to go somewhere new, go, experience, feel, touch, receive, embody, integrate, whatever it is you want to do differently. Just getting in the energy of change, of possibility, is creating a space where you can get to know that. I'm going to go paint this thing that I want to experience more of. Right? Whether it's relaxation or whether it's a new red Corvette, totally fine if you want a red Corvette. Go paint yourself. I am having so much fun driving my new red Corvette, playing Red Corvette by Prince, super loud. Maybe it's a convertible, so everybody hears, right? But you go to the canvas or the art journal just to get into that mindset, that awareness where your mind starts going to like, well, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. It's not fear-based, it's love-based, it's tapped into all the possibility. Right? So then it's not at all about what you're painting or technique or skill. It's that you're in the painting is just creating space. It's aligning you with this creative frequency, which is why over the years, I've always felt like when I go to the canvas, it's like my higher self, my infinite self, my soul, spirit, whatever that is for you, meets me on the other side. It's like the phone number for your higher self is creativity. Like that's why creativity has always existed. As long as we've been human, we've created. We've made our mark. And it was usually to balance the 3D survival world with the other, with the subtle invisible world, right? We can still do that. It's just not the way it's taught in school. All right? Yet. Right, Anna? Oh, here we go. So, allow maybe today's studio to inspire a desire. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Inspireadesire.com. Uh-oh. Oh, I've got too many URLs. But let this studio inspire a desire. Choose something. We're choosing all the time. We choose what we think, what we speak. It's just whether we're choosing with or without awareness. And the canvas makes it visible. Because you choose what color, you choose what shape you make. So allow the canvas to remind you that you're choosing. And maybe that word finds its way into your conversation. I am choosing to have dinner now. I am choosing to go to bed now. I am choosing to go to work, choosing to pay the bills, choosing to weed the garden. Right? You're choosing, you're making choices. And if you feel like something or someone else is making choices for you, then keep going to the canvas to create and focus on more and more of what you want, not what they want. Been there, done that is all I have to say. Okay, so now we've got a blue and orange thing going on. Okay, someone else, show and tell. What's showing up on your paper or your canvas? I've got this now. Similar shape. Maybe it's because I'm about to go on the river. It's the river meandering through. So next time we circle up, I will be back from Grand Canyon river rafting trip. 19 days on the river. Very exciting. Can you believe it? And I won the golden ticket. I got the lottery. So lucky. So I think I'm painting rivers. Could be. Isn't it funny how things show up? What are you painting, Anna? Or drawing?
Me, Anne? Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to Anna Crane.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Zoom user here.
Zoom user, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So I took the idea of finding a word and then finding my other words inside that word. So I put the word peace across the top, and then I chose one of the letters and I chose the A, and then I wrote alignment, and then I chose one of those letters and I wrote grace.
Ooh.
So I kind of played with it as like, what if your first word will lead to your others? And maybe the other words are inside there in your first word. So that was fun. I never did that before. I enjoyed that. I guess it's like playing Scrabble. Scrabble.
Yet another 1,000,001 reasons to go to your painting practice to spell better. Connect to new words.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Right. Find a word that is a takeoff of your first word.
Exactly.
Or one that takes it somewhere else completely. I don't know.
Right? Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to do relaxation, I think was my. Oh, the T is standing out. So what's a T word? Trust. Whoa.
Whoa, I like that one.
Oh, that's a good one. And then the S is sticking out. Surprise comes to mind.
Ooh. We can embrace surprise.
Good surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
You could almost fill a whole
Patient,
page with
trust,
words that lead to words.
Pardon me?
You could almost fill a whole page of words that lead to words.
You could.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun.
You could make a artsy word search book. I used to love those. Scanning the word search and just letting the words pop out. It felt like an intuitive practice.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah.
Relaxation, trust, surprise. That sounds like good words for my river trip.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Survive, I hope, was one of them.
Yes, I'm sure it will be. I think I'll be fine with the survival of, but we've been watching Grand Canyon YouTube videos every night, and sometimes the rapids look really big and sometimes not as bad. It kind of depends on, on the camera angle, and then who's rafting. Even I don't row hardly at all. I'm going to more because my daughter Riley's coming and she's a river guide, and I feel like rowing with her will kind of be more productive than rowing with Todd, my partner, because he just like talks, like assumes you should know everything because it's so obvious to him. It's like, shut up, how am I supposed to know that, right? Anyway, but we're watching these YouTube videos and I'm like, they're not even lined up with the danger and all, all the things. So it's been good, like practicing. I'm like, wow, I should do this with paragliding as well.
Oh, there you go. You're seeing the crossovers of
I
the
am seeing the
yeah.
crossovers. Yes. If I watched as many paragliding videos. So yeah, so some of you will appreciate this. So my daughter Riley, who's the other paraglider, she went to Colombia for Christmas break. And was going to go back to school at the end of Christmas break, got offered a job helping with one of the paragliding tours. And she went online and now she's just dropped out of school altogether and she's pursuing her paragliding career. And I'm
Wow.
so stinking excited for her. And I'll share somewhere. Where should I share? Oh, I'll share in the notes of this. I can share. Can I share here? No. One of the coaches sent me a Bashar video. Do any of you know Bashar? It's a guy who channels Bashar. Anyway, I've listened to him on and off for years. But anyway, his whole video that I listened to this morning is all about how we're meant to follow our joy and our passion. And that's always going to be in alignment with your most authentic, empowered self. And, everything that I love to talk about. And I sent it to Riley because I'm like, girl, you're doing and following your passion and doing what you love. And yeah, anyway, super cool. I'm very proud of her for not shying away. She could have been like, oh, I should go back to school. But no, she's been brave. And you guys might be hearing about Rise Above retreat in Colombia next winter, where you too could come and paraglide with Maru, who's a woman who lives there, who's also a paraglider pilot and does tandems. So we're going to open up the paragliding in Colombia to non-paragliders. And Ameth, how many of you know Ameth Aguilar? She's a creatively fit coach. She lives in, do you remember where she lives, Susan? El Salvador or somewhere down there. She's going to come and be the on the ground tour guide when I'm flying. I don't fly as long as Riley does because she's way better than I am now. But I'm going to be flying. Anyway, so we're going to paint and fly and tour around Colombia. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we always knew Riley was going to weave her way in to this circle. Yeah, so it's very cool. But I'll send you that. I'll share that Bashar video. It's very affirming, right? Things we already know. And we also know, and look at how this is connected, you all. So you think about the way most of us were raised, okay, speaking from my experience, where it's like all about, the working hard and no pain, no gain. And I remember one of my daughter's friends complaining because someone called her self-centered. And I'm like, you better be centered in yourself. Right. So like we've been conditioned to like give, neglect yourself. That's, the saintly way and all that. And the truth is, which is why it's so cool, how like thoroughly our human culture has created this game of hide and seek for us. The opposite, actually, what we're here to do is to follow our joy, is to be very heart-centered, self-centered, doing what lights us up and makes us happy. Because if everybody did that, right, the world would be, that's heaven on earth right there. Everybody's taking care of themselves and doing what they love and listening to their hearts. So when we paint, that's the goal, right? Is to tap into that. And these monthly Zooms, if nothing else, are a reminder, right? This is why I paint. And physiologically, mind, body, spirit, it brings you into that homeostasis, right? It brings you into the present moment where you're not spinning. When your computer has a program running in the background and you hear it like whirring and it's hot and it's tearing through battery or whatever, that's what we do with the worry and stress, and it's not good for us. Right? As I sit here trying to be like, am I relaxed? I mean, I'm right here with you. I don't think I'm in relaxation, creative frequency land all the time. So it's physical wellness, it's mental wellness, giving your brain a chance to just play, to stop trying to figure things out. Right? This is huge. It's like a recharge, battery recharge. And then spirit, I mean, well, that's an easy one. Right? The magic and the focusing on what we want. We don't go to paint like, this sucks, I'm going to paint something super ugly and horrible. Yes, Maria. Darling.
There we go.
There we go.
Yes, you're so right. And yeah, and I've been watching, it's definitely mind, body, and spirit, like everything, like more connected, not being separate, the one or the other or something. So
Right.
this is what I've got. I don't know my words yet, but
Ooh.
I have like a couple I guess women or beings and stuff and some hearts. And
Yes.
so
You
but just
could write
trying
whole,
to
so many stories in that one page.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of fun of just feeling the energy and staying in the present moment and like being in the paint too. Because I draw a lot and then but I think my mind likes to think the paint is too hard sometimes, the prep, but it's not. So I'm working on that to be doing that more. And so this was really a lot of fun.
Good. Excellent. Thank you, Maria. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've been pleasantly surprised at this book journal stage I've been going through, because it's like, it so doesn't matter is what it feels like. And so I really let myself just like, let's just doodle, let's hold the brush way up here and just play with color, like
Mhm.
it's just complete freedom. And usually along the way, I hit some major like, whoa, like it feels significant. And, literally what we're doing there, you bring yourself present in the present moment. There is that alignment, and you can get, whether you call it a download or an aha or whatever, you get that quicker, sooner, faster when you're in that present moment, open again in that creative frequency, where that's the frequency that is the problem solving, that is the growth, the potential. What should I do? I want to figure this out. That's the creative frequency. So you go into the color and the doodling and the playing and the layering, literally just to access, kind of like changing the radio dial to like best of the 80s, right? When we want to get fired up, 80s music for sure. A little
Right.
Prince, a little Madonna, right?
Right. Well, and I just was watching something that like we're to help our brain cells and the cortisol and all that stuff, we're supposed to move like at least every like 90 minutes or more. But that helps bring in all the juices and stuff and otherwise when we sit and all that stuff, the brain cells start kind of flaking off and dying and all that stuff. So, but it's easy to do. So we just got to get up and move. And they said that's like a song. It's usually like 2 minutes. So
Right?
that gets everything going.
Yes. Yeah. Have you all been hearing, I feel like I've been hearing embodiment a lot lately, right? Yeah. Like
Mhm.
really embodying. And for me, and you could all like, what does embodiment mean to you right now? For me, embodiment is this journey that of course I love. You hear me talk about it all the time, like living as an infinite being first, who's second having a human experience. So it really is like embodying that, being that, not just like when I'm alone in my studio, I dance with these energies, but like out in the real world, can I embody this, right? In a moment to moment basis. Yeah, Dawn, unmute yourself.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
So I am doing, it's a mixed media. I was just cutting some images out, and I'm typically not drawn to like gold, but I was like, you know what? There's like gold plates, and for me, that means like getting ready for a really yummy, delicious, abundant, you know, getting myself in that flow. Like,
Yeah.
there's orange, which connects me to my sacral chakra, which is creativity, and yeah. And I just want to share this. There's an art van that comes around in my neighborhood, and it's totally free. We did these baskets,
Oh,
and
fun.
we weaved intentions in them. So she was like, treat it like a sacred container, and write your intentions on there. So I'm like, this is my abundance and creativity, like what I'm bringing forth. But then I found these little teeny tiny paper dolls. So I'm cutting them out, and it's just going to be like this little fun basket where I can just get in and play and whatever. So it feels really
love
good.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, painting containers. It's reminding me. I'll show this. This is I think it was a wine box. Like a wood wine box, and I have a couple of these, and I often will repaint. I use them as altars. And then you just screw it in the wall if you want to use it as an altar.
Yeah.
I love taking I mean, it could be, that looks like it was actually the woven paper, taking a cardboard box and just collaging over it. And
yeah, she had us do, it was like wallpaper scraps, so it's pretty sturdy, and then I went over it with some Mod Podge just to like stiffen it up, and I really love it. And then I just took, like, she had like a bunch of fabric laying on the table, so I got really crazy with it, and like, it was just so much fun. It was just so much fun, like made baskets and stuff. Yeah.
That is so fun. When I had the Creative Fitness Center, I was always getting like the center parts of the mats. If you have a frame store near you, the center parts of the mats, or linoleum pieces for the carving, which is hard. Anyway, ended up with lots of holes in my fingers, but like scrap from places and wallpaper stores. Christina is the queen of that. I have a feeling Christina showed up to our retreat in Australia with full on art kits for us to make our books. I don't have mine right here. It's in the kitchen, but that was super exciting. I love it. Okay. Oh, there's Debbie's. Yep. Okay, wait, Debbie, yeah. So just, you can make a book with cardboard and rubber bands. Show them the rubber band binding. See, those are rubber bands. And you just put the paper. Maybe Christina's going to create an online program to teach us all that. Right, Christina? Yeah, see, isn't that fun? And she found super colorful rubber bands, which I loved. Good to see you, Debbie.
I want to know about that the truck thing. It just drives around neighborhoods and you do art. Like,
right?
Yeah, it's a lady that does it's just called Art Van. So I live in Maine. I live in central Maine, and she just wanted to bring it for kids and women and stuff. So there's like this women's center that I saw it on Facebook, and it's the second time that I've gone. The first time we made these, well, this was mine, but she had us do an Easter egg, like, what are we trying to birth? And so again, I was like, birthright and abundance and womb, and like these handmade beads and stuff. I mean, it's just, it just gets, art heals. I mean, she gets it, like, yeah.
Very cool.
The world is getting it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Aisha, did you want to say something?
I wanted to share my hi, I'm so sorry. I wasn't going to show my face. I wanted to share my art center where I put like I had these paintings that I made. Like I don't think you can see the paintings they covered. So I just like put all these oracle cards and crystals. Like if you can see here, there's like
Oh yeah.
crystals to decorate like the floor and I just like, so this is my creative space that I just come
Wow.
here to, like super manifest energy because it's got all of these things. So I wanted to share that since everyone was talking about sacred spaces.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. And then when you close that cabinet door, it just looks
Yes.
like
So when you close the cabinet door, no one even knows it's there.
I love it. Yeah, I've
So
been
you open it and there's like
wow.
paintings from my goals, sayings.
Oh, I
This
love it.
room is kind of dark. Yeah. So, I mean, I know you can't see it very clearly, but it's got like so many little things.
Yeah, no, it's
I just
fabulous.
like try to keep it creative.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I've been trying to read all your comments here, and I'm glad you unmuted. You said you have a tree with pink florets that I call my fiery tree. I always ask for some magic to help me believe in magic again. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the recording.
Okay.
But I'll stay on for whatever comments or Q&A or whatever. But if you watch the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I put this on my YouTube channel so you all know. So anyone can watch this. You can share it with your friends or whatever. But I've loved circling up in this community. It's a powerful container, and you all are welcome to come any month for any reason, whether you paint or not, just to get into this zone of possibility, right? So thank you for joining. And those of you who are here live, you don't have to leave quite yet unless you'd like to.